The release of Star Wars Squadrons back in October of 2020 was definitely a high point for me among an otherwise bleak year, and as we look forward into the year 2021, I believe we see a bright future for Star Wars Squadrons, especially among the competitive multiplayer scene. Back in December with the holiday update, among the addition of new starfighters, we also received custom lobbies, where two specific teams can go head-to-head against each other, and this has allowed for the creation of actual tournament brackets, which weren't possible before that update. The community was quick to capitalize on this new feature, and within a couple weeks had already held the first proper Squadrons esports tournament, Operation Ace, which I was lucky enough to take a part in. Oh, what's up you guys? I'm not amazing, I'm just mediocre, and I'm here today to share with you my experiences flying in Operation Ace, both positive and negative, and discuss the future of Star Wars Squadrons as a competitive esport, because it has the potential to sustain this game for years to come. We're going to do this as a compliment kind of sandwich. We're going to talk positive and then a negative, just going back and forth in no particular order. Starting off with positives, of course I want to list flying alongside the Rogue 181st. This video wouldn't even be possible without their invitation to participate, so a huge thank you for that. And despite the fact that we did actually lose all 6 of our fleet battles, spirits were high the entire time and there wasn't a single raging player in sight. It was a great experience and I really hope to fly alongside them in the next tournament, which I'm sure is just around the corner. Now, following up that positive with an unfortunate negative. Despite the fact that this tournament was open application with no sign-up fees, anybody could create their team of 5 and put themselves in the running for the $500 grand prize. There was a remarkably small amount of participation in the tournament itself, where the rules had put a cap on the amount of teams allowed in the tournament at 64 potential teams. Only 12 actually managed to cobble together 5 players willing to participate. And of those 12 teams, they were pretty much all the best players in the game. And this made it extremely tough to compete against, which, as I mentioned before, the Rogue 181st, where none of us are actually bad players, we're actually, pretty decent, we lost every single one of our games, mostly because we were going up against the toughest squads in the galaxy. Now, full credit where credit is due. These were simply amazing pilots who were putting their best foot forward to win. And with the stakes of the tournament on the line, I definitely can't blame them for that. However, it was pretty demoralizing to lose 6 times in a row, and it kind of made me second guess my willingness to participate in future Squadrons tournaments if that's the quality of the competition I'm going to be going up against. Now, what may remedy this in the future is greater advertising for these tournaments. Let me know in the comments section down below. Did you even know that Operation Ace was a thing, or that it actually took place on December 30th of last year? Please let me know, because if we can improve the amount of players taking place by simply letting more of them know about it, I would love to help out Operation Ace by advertising it in the future. Now, moving on, despite the lack of participants in the tournament itself, I want to give a big positive to the organizers of Operation Ace. These guys did a fantastic job changing up and adjusting on the fly to make sure the tournament could take place, even if it was under a different rule set than was initially intended. Despite the fact that they initially had a 64-man tournament bracket in mind, the amount of participants ending up being a 6-on-6 round robin style, where we were split up into 2 groups. Everybody had to go up against everybody at least once, and the people with the most wins out of those 2 groups got to move on to the final 8, which was broadcast later in the day. They also made some last-minute rule changes to prevent some cheese in the middle of battle. Apparently, in high-level games, there's been a tactic going around where players have been abusing a bug that allows them to attack the flagships out of phase. when they're on defense, and sometimes even destroy the enemy's flagship before their cruisers or frigates have been removed from the field. This is definitely cheating at its core, and the organizers worked very hard to make sure this was as fair a tournament as possible, and I applaud them for their efforts to do so, both in very quickly reorganizing the structure of how battles would play out, as well as implementing rules that would prevent cheaters from taking over the tournament and unjustly getting wins. However, there is one thing I would criticize the organizers of Operation Ace on, and that's their timing. This tournament took place on a Wednesday in the morning to afternoon hours, and when you have a Star Wars Squadrons player base that is mostly adults, that's probably a huge reason why the participation was so low. Very few people could actually put their lives on hold in order to take part. They had their families to take care of, their jobs to go to, errands to run, and whatever manner of regular life to take care of that wasn't participating in a Star Wars Squadrons tournament. My hope would be that the next one takes place on a time more conducive to allow people both participate in the tournament as well as watch it. I think this would be more on a Friday or Saturday, Sunday night, something on the weekend, and especially on a prime time watching hours, on the evening time. Not very many people are up early in the morning or even in the afternoon trying to watch competitive esports. However, with all that said, I do still believe that Operation Ace was a rousing success. It was an amazing experience to take a part in, and I can't wait to see what improvements they implement into their next version of the tournament. However, I don't believe the future of Squadrons esports lies in community organization. If we want to see this game thrive in 2021 and beyond, we need corporate involvement. We need Motive Montreal. We need EA to put their foot forward, put their money where their mouth is, and support the potential of Squadrons as an esport that the community has already shown. While it is pretty awesome the devs have provided us the tools necessary to create our own tournaments, I highly doubt the competitive scene in this game will flourish under community guidance alone. It should be no surprise that the biggest multiplayer games in the world right now are those with corporate sponsored tournaments featuring massive money prize pools. You can bet there are a certain percentage of people who only started playing Fortnite after they saw Booga win millions of dollars in the Fortnite World Cup. And it could be the same for Star Wars Squadrons. There's no doubt that having a financial incentive to play this game well would lead more people to pick it up, which means the developers would have more financial support. They would be able to add more content to this game, which they've already done based on the amazing community support they have already been shown. I'm really excited for the potential future of this game, but I am afraid that it will flounder if it's not given the proper support by its developers, specifically EA giving us actually corporate sponsored tournaments. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments section below. And if you guys actually want to see how Operation Ace went down, you will also find a link to the full broadcast in the description. Thanks for watching, you guys. In the meantime, I'm not amazing, I'm just mediocre, and I'm out.